What's a master who can't admit truth? I find it kind of ironic that you call your show The Way of the Master. Y'all want to attack little old me? Little old Greydon Square, huh? Hey, yo. Okay, check it.
Well, the man who was asking those questions joins us now. His name is Ray Comfort. He's the author of, quote, "You can lead an atheist to evidence, but you can't make him think." Ray, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about the essentials of Darwinism. What have you understood that Darwin taught?
Well, Darwin was a very bitter man who went into the ministry, fell away, never knew the Lord, and lost his daughter at the age of 12. She was 12, and became very bitter at God, and then denied his faith, and then came up with this fairy tale for grown-ups. It's basically idolatry, creating a God in your own image, a God that doesn't demand moral accountability, and that's why it's so embraced by this generation. They've given themselves to darkness, created a God in their own image, and they don't feel morally responsible to it.
That's it. We got it. Got that baby! And who loves you? And who do you love? Yes! Yes!
So there we have it. This is a gentleman that is publishing a 50-page introduction, or has published a 50-page introduction to the origin of species. And he clearly doesn't understand the basics of somebody's life, let alone to get into the complexity of biology. I mean, without being too impolite, the guy's an idiot, basically. Like I said in my previous video, excuse me, I'm still suffering from a little bit of a cold, or a virus if you like, but as I said in my previous video, this is a guy who's going to write an introduction, or has written, sorry, about this magnificent 150-year-old theory, evolution, that hasn't got a clue on basic biology. It is absolutely infuriating that somebody is going to take this task on and to explain this level of detail. In fact, he hasn't really done that. He started off, going to some nice little bits about Darwin. I admit that. Some great illustrations of some of the pictures of the bugle and the galacticas, etc. But what he jumped straight into the Hitler scenario, which is social biology. It's not how living organisms structure. I mean, yes, it is kind of the case, the survival of the fittest, I'm the king of the jungle, being the lion and stuff like that. And yes, that does happen, and through natural selection they become more superior than other creatures, and we can say we're quite high up on the family tree. But if you take away our technology, where does that leave us? If humans were around at the time of dinosaurs, we were never around at the time of dinosaurs, Ray, then we wouldn't be here now. We would be inferior to the velociraptors. They are quick, they are intelligent, they could smell us out if we were hiding. Like leopards attack humans at night because their adaptation to their environment is predatory for them to attack humans. We're not very good. We may have been very good 60 million years ago, well back in the evolutionary scale, but we've lost that ability. Would we gain that again? Possibly. If things happen now, we have a massive ice age or that kind of catastrophic event, then yes, that is a chance that we may evolve again over a quite long period through very small changes. And that's what evolution is. That's how it works. It is just very tiny small changes over a long period of time. I mean, you look at Darwin's finches, for instance, the beaks and the heads, just over the time where he was studying these finches. Just very tiny changes. They still look like a finch, but they're just very tiny changes. But all in the space of a couple of hundred years, studying of these bones. Now, imagine if you stretch them out, keep stretching them and stretching them. The changes you're going to get, every single species is a transitional, or an intermediate, if you like, of each other. I am an intermediate of my from my parents, from my grandparents, from my great-grandparents, and so on and so on and so on. If you keep going, and these are great illustrations that DonExodus has done regards to human evolution just through our own sort of morphology of human development. But yeah, so if you look that up, you'll see some great illustrations. That's how it works, and then you get these clowns, the way of the master. Now, one would think, being called a master, you should know everything and look at the facts and understand them. It's okay to believe in Christianity, it's okay to believe in Islam, but to deny scientific evidence is not okay. That's the problem. And there are some sensible religious people out there that do, I keep reinforcing this, do believe in evolution. And like Professor Dawkins has said, that's a great thing, and they are being sensible because you cannot deny the evidence. It's there, it's in black and white. So, anyway, I sent an email from a chap on here, wanted a fight to arms over the way of the master. Yeah, I can understand. I was angry when I first read some information on the internet about this so-called 50-page introduction, because the two clowns, I call them, were going to do this. But I've been listening to my car, Greydon Square. He's a very well-known atheist, and he has sort of matched up or teamed up with Richard Dawkins on one of his lectures, etc. So if you get a chance, check his music out. It's quite hilarious in parts and very truthful. Again, the way the master was slating him because of his atheism and the proof of evolution that he pushes in his music. So check him out. In the sidebar here in the description menu, I've put a list of the universities that this publication will be going to. As you can see, there are some top world-class universities amongst this list. Harvard, Yale, Princeton, to name a few. I mean, you got the fantastic technological universities like Georgia Tech, a very fantastic worldwide reputation. Now, one would suspect that the quality, the intellect of these publications going to will be able to split the first 50 shit from the quality biological information. There's no doubt in that. But what does worry me, there may be the odd few that might think, perhaps I should consider doing, reading and trying to understand more about intelligent design. But yeah, I mean, it's really infuriating, and what really frustrates me and makes me very angry is outside training universities, training hospitals, universities, even some level of colleges in the UK and around the world, especially the US, you get people picketing anti-science, evolution is false, it's created by Satan, the devil, or Lucifer, whoever you want to call the imaginary person. When do you ever see scientists and science students standing outside churches and mosques and stuff, and those kind of establishments, picketing, saying religion's a bunch of crap, evolution is true, it's factual, and you just don't get it. Maybe it's down to the quality of person, I don't know. Perhaps you can tell me. But this is really winding me up. I know someone said about having a call to arms. It's not quite a real sort of aggressive video or anything like that, but it's just another message to get out there, and we need to keep hitting and hitting and hitting till we get our voices heard. And it's the way forward, isn't it? I mean, just in the news today, slightly offbeat, but in the news today, J.K. Rowling, who applied for American citizenship, was denied because she preaches witchcraft in her books, Harry Potter. Now, there's the same amount of evidence to support witchcraft, or Wiccaism, or whatever it's known as Christianity, as Islam. It's the same. We've got black magic. It's just nonsense. It really is. And I just can't believe that human brains haven't evolved as much as some of us like to think they have. I still think there's an element there that needs to be redefined over the next few hundred years, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Very confident it's going to happen, but it's just going to take time. And I told, is it TheAist, what his name is, on here, it could take 1,000 years before this sort of kind of mentality gets out of our systems. But I won't be here then, but sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. Thanks again for watching. Lots.